Hey, good evening there, fellow Americans. It's your buddy Marcus coming to you from the Sloppy Bro Show. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I know it's been a couple of days since I've uploaded a video, and honestly, I didn't have any intention of uploading one tonight, but I did come across a news story this evening that kind of irked and rubbed me the wrong way, so I figured it'd be a good time to turn the microphone and camera on and do a little talking about it. But before I get into all that, if you new folks just joining the channel, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like and subscribe button, hit that notification bell. That way, every time I put a new video up, you'll get an email saying that, hey, go check it out. Anyway, as far as for how long I'm going to be on YouTube, that's kind of up in the air. As I'm sure some of you are aware, December 10th, I believe, YouTube is doing their updating their terms of service. And from what I understand, a lot of controversial conservatives are going to get dropped and kicked off the channel. Hopefully, it's not going to affect me because honestly, I don't really see where I'm that controversial, or conservative. I tend to, walk in the middle of the road. Though I ain't going to lie, I do talk shit about extreme liberals and the left, but only the extreme ones, the ones that stay moderate in the center that, I can agree with and kind of see where they're coming from. I respect their opinions as well. Well, I'll be honest with you, I respect everybody's opinions. It's just that I might think you're a fucking idiot for thinking the way you do. But that's just me. As I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that think I'm a total fucking idiot for thinking the way I do. So as long as we can agree to disagree, that's all that matters. So anyway, like I said, welcome to the show. And let's go ahead and dive right into it, shall we? So today, the thing kind of annoying me is I came across this article. Perry Challenger Jeffries hosting Christmas party with chair of party with ties to white nationalism. Now, just by reading that headline, who do you think they're talking to? I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to say this is something probably Proud Boy related. You guys have heard me talk about the Proud Boys. I'm sure you've seen them on the news and whatnot. They like to get a lot of bad press, and they are an extremely misunderstood fraternity of men. But we're going to delve into this a little deeper. So apparently, the chairman of a group that has ties to white nationalism, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center, is set to speak at a pro-presidential Donald Trump pro-Roger Stone Christmas party hosted by a Republican challenger in the state's 10th congressional district. So apparently this, just to recap, this guy named Perry is hosting a Christmas party because his name's Bobby Jeffries of Hershey, and he is running against Representative Scott Perry for the 2020 primary election. So we got a little Christmas party going on. It's that time of the year for Christmas parties, right? Sure, no problem. But here's where the story automatically starts off and gives you a little hint that it's fake news. And that is the bit with, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center, the SPLC. Okay, well, for those of you that remember, the SPLC, used to be a very notable group from back in the 60s doing civil rights era that did a lot of good things and helped a lot of people. They started out as a really good, organization. Unfortunately, now in today's era, they have been turned into a pretty much a hit squad by the Democratic Party to go against anybody that doesn't, agree or succumb to the left's ideologies or policies. Basically, if you go against it, they're going to label you a hate group or a racist. That's, anybody. You can go on their website and see all kinds of groups. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some groups on there that, are disgusting, hate-filled, hate-monger groups that do deserve to be on there. But there's also a lot that, I'm pretty sure they're not fucking racist. And one of those is the Proud Boys. I mean, they're basically just a fraternity of mixed men of all races, all colors, all creeds, all religious backgrounds that just like to get together, have a few drinks, talk politics, and they believe that, the West is the best. They're pro-America. They're chauvinist. They're just the ultimate patriot. I do not see what the issue is with that. But, carrying on. So, Republican Bobby Jeffries, who is challenging Rep. Scott Perry in the 2020 GOP primary, on Thursday, December 5th, announced the America First Christmas Bash. That will take place Monday, December 9th in Hershey, Dauphin County. I mean, come on, dudes. America First Christmas Bash. I mean, how fucking awesome does that sound? I mean, you'd have to be a fucking communist or a goddamn socialist not to want to get on that train. I mean, that sounds like a pretty damn good time. Sign me up. 6 other guests are set to speak at the event. That includes Enrique Tarrio, chairman of the Proud Boys, an organization the Southern Poverty Law Center has called an alt-right fight club. Tarrio is also running to oust U.S. Rep. Donna Shalala, Democrat of Florida, in 2020. Okay. So here we've got this white supremacist, this white national group called the Proud Boys that is chaired by a gentleman named Enrique Tarrio. Now, for those of you that don't know, Enrique Tarrio is of Cuban descent. His parents were Cuban immigrants. He is a person of color. So, I mean, if the Proud Boys are white supremacists, they're doing a shitty job. Somebody needs to tell them they need to go buy a book, watch a YouTube video on the correct way to be racist, because they're fucking failing at it miserably. I'm not concerned about it, Jeffrey said. Enrique is a patriot. He's a good friend of mine. He's a person of color, and some people say that all white supremacist stuff about the group, but it's not true. He's a good guy. Now, I'm going to stop right there and go ahead and give this gentleman, Bobby Jeffries, props. Okay, he is one of the few Republicans that I have seen or member of the GOP that has come out and stood side by side beside a group that is being tarnished and run through the mud in the mainstream media and is saying, you know what, fuck it. These are good guys. This is a good person. I'm going to stand behind you. So that says a lot about his character right there. So, Mr. Jeffries, if you're watching or if you come across this, I wish you the best in your damn challenge for the congressional seat, man. I hope you get it. It then goes on to say that, the Proud Boys are created by Vice co-founder Gavin McGinnis in 2016 and has been accused of neo-fascist ideologies, violence, promoting fear about the destruction of Western culture. Again, more mainstream propaganda bullshit. Yes, the club was formed by Gavin McGinnis. Now, from what I've seen on the YouTube videos, Gavin has put on his YouTube show, Get Off My Lawn, actually, I think it was the Gavin McGinnis show back when he was with Rebel Media. It started out as a joke. They had a young friend who was still a virgin, who was spending most of his time on the internet, watching porn, living in his mom's basement rather than manning up, trying to get out there and meet a girl. So they started this little club as a kind of way to help give this guy some nuts and balls and become a man, to kind of work with him, to teach him to become a man so he could find a woman, get married, have a kid, and help keep the American way of life going. That's about the extent of it. Now, what they're not going to tell you, though, about the violence is, the violence didn't really start to occur until all this Antifa bullshit. When Antifa started going to rallies that, conservatives were holding and then, attacking people as they were walking to their car or as they were leaving the vents, the Proud Boys stepped in and was providing security to those individuals so that they can meet and protest and rally peacefully, without getting shit thrown at them or getting their ass kicked by these Antifa fucking losers, because the Democratic Party and the mainstream media doesn't like to talk about Antifa, because if you've been anywhere in the last year or two, these fuckers are everywhere. Anytime a group of Republicans or conservatives want to get together and practice their First Amendment right, these assholes come out of the damn shadows and the woodwork trying to shut it down, because they say they're anti-fascist, but in fact they are fascist. They're no different than the damn, neo-Nazis or the damn browncoats, from World War II when Adolf Hitler. They're anti-free speech, they're anti-America, they're anti-capitalism. They want this socialist, communist fucking, ideology, which has been proven time and time again it doesn't work. But never mind. But basically what it boils down to is it's a bunch of bored, rich, fucking middle-class white kids whose mommy and daddy didn't hug them enough. That's what Antifa is, folks. They're just rebelling for the sake of rebelling, and, they're pissed off because they didn't get hugged enough by mom and dad. But if you look at them, see how many people of color are out in their ranks or in their fields. You're not going to find that many. But if you look at the Proud Boys, you're going to find all kinds of guys. You're going to find, black men, Hispanic men, white men, Jewish men, Muslim men, Hispanic men. You know, all men of all colors, all creeds that, get together because they love America. They love this country. They love Western ideology and our values. They just want to see America first. They're tired of America getting the shit end of the stick by the rest of the world. That's all it is, folks. And they like to get together and drink, tell fart jokes, punch each other in the dick. You know, I mean, what is so wrong with that? They're not hurting anybody. And as far as the violence goes, they're defending themselves from Antifa. You heard me talk about the New York Nine several, weeks ago. Those gentlemen were just going to a bar when they were jumped by Antifa, had a bottle of piss thrown at them, and they were defending themselves. Now, two of those young men are serving 4 years in Rikers. For what? Self-defense. It's bullshit. It's clown world, America. We're living in fucking clown world. Anyway, the rest of the damn article just, goes on with the typical, alt-left propaganda, fake news bullshit. I'm not even going to go to, read it all. If you want to read it for yourself, you can go to the YorkDispatch.com and you can check out the article there. It was written by, obviously, fake journalist Logan Hullinger. I'm not sure where this guy got his, degree in journalism or how he's even qualified, to write a fucking news story, because he obviously doesn't fact check or look into his shit. But, that's just me. I'm not a journalist either. So, I mean, who am I to criticize or complain? The point I'm basically trying to get to is I'm frustrated and I'm tired and I'm pissed off to see what's happening in this country. As far as the left goes, you guys can think, do whatever you want. You want to get together and have your little rallies and protest, that's fine. I guarantee you, Republicans and conservatives aren't going to come there looking to start shit because we don't care. The reason why we don't care, because we know it's your First Amendment right to do that. We want you to do that. We may not agree with you. We may think you're idiots. That's okay, because it's our First Amendment right to do that and to think that way. But, anytime, we, Republicans try to host an event, a party, a get-together, a rally, whether it be the Trump rally, rather it be this, America First Christmas bash, you motherfuckers always want to come out and write hit pieces on the shit, start throwing around this, white nationalist racism bullshit. And what you don't realize is, when you're accusing individuals of being racist who aren't racist, you're fucking watering down the damn term racist. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't seem like it holds the value like it used to be. I mean, it used to be when you said that word, it meant something. You were a fucking piece of shit. But now it gets, slung around and thrown out so much now, it's starting to lose its damn meaning. And that's scary because, that's what the real fucking racists, those neo-Nazi pieces of shit, those fucking Klan members, that's what they're wanting. They're wanting that shit to get watered down. So where it does get to the damn point where people just don't give a fuck anymore, then they can start coming out and doing that shit. I just don't understand why people can't see that for what it is. Just because somebody doesn't agree with you with your ideology, or doesn't, share your same political views, does not automatically make them a fucking racist. So can we please knock this shit off, people? Can you guys, have your little events and parties and let, the right and GOP have their little events and parties? And can we not just agree to dis-a-fucking-agree? And if, we want to damn do our thing, let's settle this shit at the fucking, ballot box in November 2020. That's where this shit needs to be settled. Not by writing these fucking dumbass fake news pieces. Not by, trying to fucking impeach the damn president on some fucking bogus charge. Not by calling, a fraternity of men that just want to damn drink and tell fart jokes, and revel in how great America is, a bunch of fucking racists. Can we just, agree to fucking disagree and settle this shit in November at the ballot box? Because that's what we need to do, people. Because that's not what this country was founded on. We're not supposed to be as divided as we are right now. I've always said, I don't care what you do. I don't care who you love, who you marry, what your sexual preference is. I don't care what your skin color is. All I care about is you're not an asshole and that you don't try to force your shit onto me. And I promise I'm not going to force my shit onto you. You know, we can bust each other in the balls and make fun of each other and call each other names all we want. There's no need to take it physical. There's no need to get fucking violent. You know, we can horse around. It helps, develop thicker skin between, our two ideologies or two groups. And I think that's a good thing. I think some of the problem is right now, our skin has gotten so damn weak. We get offended at every fucking thing. You know, PC culture is just gone insane. Now we're going into fucking cancel culture. Anyway, I could go on and on about this shit because, that's how frustrated I am right now. There's just no sense in it. This country is big enough that we can all live in it. We can all get along. You guys do your thing. Let them do their thing. I'm going to do my fucking thing. Right now, my thing's going to be I'm going to have a cigarette. And I'm going to enjoy a fucking nice cold PBR. And then I'm going to get in my PJs and I'm going to go settle down and watch Tucker Carlson tonight because that's my dude. Anyway, I just wanted to do a quick video about that. So for those of you that have been around, thanks for sticking around. And for you new folks, like I said at the beginning, hit that like and subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And for those of you, that want to get shit off your chest, there's a comment section. Feel free to say whatever you need to, good or bad. I don't delete comments. I don't censor people. I can take it. Just don't go too fucking crazy, okay? Because some of you guys are real fucking nut jobs out there. But outside of that, I just want you to all know that I love every single one of you. I wish you nothing but the best. Peace and happiness. Christmas is just around the corner. So we got a new year starting in 2020. Let's all work together to try to clean this shit up and not be so goddamn divided and so fucking mean and hateful. Anyway, I love you all. And as always, I will catch you motherfuckers on the flip side. Peace.